We have three co-equal branches of government. That's not going to stop under the Constitution. And while these gangs that we have in the U.S., we have a lot of gangs in New York, but you can't deport these Venezuelan gangs under the Alien Enemies Act because, one, you have to be at war with someone. These gangs aren't affiliated or state-sponsored by Venezuela. Those are two important elements, and that's what Judge Boasberg is getting at. And so I think Democrats and Republicans certainly, and even the judiciary, doesn't want dangerous illegal aliens in this country. At the same time, they have due process rights, and there is a process you have to go through to determine whether these, in fact, are gang members or not, or we're getting reports that some of these people may not be gang members. And so it's great that another country will take them, but you can't take the approach against the judiciary like I'm going to ask for forgiveness as opposed to permission, which is why those planes landed in another country. That being said, there'll be a big hearing on Monday, and I expect the judge to have choice words for the government, but also to denounce this act being the basis for deporting these individuals. There are other acts he could use, but this one's not applicable. If they're engaged in illegal conduct or they're members of gangs that have done bad acts in the U.S., you can certainly arrest them and you can certainly deport them under the Immigration Act. Here, the president wants to deport them even quicker in mass scale, and the Alien Act just doesn't fit it. You can argue that it does, and you can, by pretext, say we're at war with this gang, but we're not at war with Venezuela. And you have to have that connection that we're at war with Venezuela and or these gangs are state-sponsored by Venezuela. I don't think those facts exist. I actually, as a moderate business Democrat, I like the fact that we're trying to get rid of dangerous criminals who are here illegally, no doubt about that. But as a lawyer, you got to do it by the book. You got to do it by the law. And this administration doesn't seem to be as interested in doing it by that because they are at, quote, at war on the immigration issue, at war with reducing the government, at war with inflation and building a better economy. But there's a process and procedure under this democracy that we've got to follow. We're not an authoritarian system, and I know as much as presidential powers as Trump wants as an executive, he can't get around the other two co-equal branches of government. That's called democracy.